Welcome to Anything New. My name is Opey, and I'm here with Pete
Hello, friends.
and Matt.
What's up?
Anything New is a podcast where we talk about anything we've been using, abusing, cruising, consuming,
Dang.
all of the above. Anyway,
This is episode 44.
it is episode 44. What do you got for me?
I mean, there's so many,
There is a
but
lot.
I would be doing myself an injustice if I didn't say my favorite 44, which is Daryl Strawberry.
Of course.
So he was number 18 when he came out of Tidewater minor league, went to the New York Mets, signed the largest free agent contract in the history of Major League Baseball, went to Los Angeles Dodgers, and became number 44. His best friend, Eric Davis, Cincinnati Red, great, also number 44.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
So, yeah, we'll go with Strawberry.
Okay, sounds good. Well, that was a really good segue because I'm kind of in a good mood. My Tennessee Volunteers baseball team clinched their spot in the College Baseball World Series.
Omaha!
And I know that's not a big deal, and I know that I've not been known for following baseball, and I know Tennessee isn't a real big, especially college baseball, but we've got a little bit of history as a baseball school. I mean, we've had some pros. Todd Helton, for one, came through Tennessee.
Colorado Rocky, great.
Yep. R.A. Dickey was a knuckleballer, played for the Mets for a long time. He was a Tennessee Vol, and also a couple more. I can't really tell you off the top of my head. But anyway, there's just been not a lot to cheer about at Tennessee. And I'm a Tennessee fan through and through. Of course, football is always going to be king in Knoxville, but basketball and baseball, and I mean, the Lady Vols really need to pick it up because they used to be one of the best programs. But we beat LSU in a 2 out of 3 game series this weekend, and we crushed them today. Just we're really excited, and we're going to probably play the winner of a Virginia in some kind of Baptist school. I don't really know the name. DBU. I can't remember what the name of that is.
Oh, that's Dragon Ball University.
Dragon Ball University.
Yeah. Oh, man.
For Goku and
Alice Baptist.
Man. Okay.
Baseball.
Not really the perennial powerhouse, but
no, but college baseball, like Tennessee Tech was in there, Matt, a couple of years ago. So yeah, you never know. But anyway,
they have the Lord on their side, so it might be tough to beat them.
I just want to say go Vols, and we'll be going to Omaha, and everybody in Tennessee's having a lot of fun with the Omaha thing. That's where the College Baseball World Series is played, the last few brackets of the tournament. And of course, Peyton Manning was always notorious for one of his audibles. It's just part of his cadence when he would play quarterback, was to yell Omaha for some reason. And he's never really told anybody really what it ever meant. I think it meant different things at different times of where he was at. But anyway, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing all kinds of Omaha Peyton Manning memes all over social media for Tennessee. So go Vols. I'll keep you guys updated. And I just want to throw that in there because I was really excited that happened today, and it's always good. So, moving on, let me talk about what we got going on on today's show. We're going to talk about our community watch, which was Honest Thief on Amazon that Pete picked last week. We'll let him talk about that. We're also going to talk about Loki from Disney Plus, which premiered this week, and I watched the episode. I think Matt watched it. Did you watch it, James, at all? Did you get a chance to?
No, I did not.
Okay. We're going to talk about the Masters of the Universe Revelation trailer for the Netflix series for He-Man and Masters of the Universe that Kevin Smith produced and brought out. It's we've got some hot takes on that. Matt and I don't know if you watched it or not, James, but we were talking about we did. We were talking about during the week, but yeah. And then we'll just dive into some pickups. I've got some pickups. Matt's got some pickups. Pete's got some pickups, and we'll get started. So, Honest Thief, James, you want to kick us off on that?
Yeah, Honest Thief. Okay, we got Liam Neeson. So, I mean, pretty much as soon as you see that this is a Liam Neeson movie, we we know what to expect, right? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't going to be Gone with the Wind. I will give him credit. There was a lot more kind of development
Yeah.
during the movie on him.
Yeah.
You got to see more of a sensitive side and a better acting. I mean, he actually had some real acting, some love scenes, just there was some emotion that you don't normally get.
Well, not those kind of love scenes. I don't think nobody needs to see Liam Neeson in those kinds of love scenes.
Well, just in scenes showing emotion and
right,
love.
right.
Loving scenes with a woman where usually he's just like smacking people around. So it was a breath of fresh air. And I kind of as soon as I started watching it, I had totally forgotten that he almost was like canceled a while back, right? Like wasn't he like
really?
I thought he like said something like in the media like a
remember.
year or two ago, and I thought maybe it's even been longer than that, but I'm not sure I'd seen anything since then. And it kind of, what does it say? Like the never steal a man's second chance is like on the cover of this one. And I almost thought, I wonder if that's almost like a double play there.
Mm.
On
something
Liam.
about
didn't he say something about somebody?
Well, this is from 2 years ago. In the wake of an interview in which the actor said he wanted to kill a black man in response to the rape of a friend who said her attacker was black. But yeah, I remember that. But
yeah,
that whole outrage didn't seem to last too long.
It didn't get too much traction to like keep him out of Hollywood, obviously. Right. But there was a lot of backlash. And I remember him making an apology, and he made all the rounds, saying he was sorry, So I kind of thought when I read that, never steal a man's second chance, I was like, oh, okay, I see you, Liam. Anyway, let's get to what the story is here. What was he? The Burger King bandit or the McDonald's bandit?
In-N-Out bandit.
In-N-Out bandit. That's right. I thought I kept cracking myself up when I was able to hear that.
That was kind of cheesy, wasn't it?
He's the In-N-Out bandit. So he's like a very successful bank robber. He's amassed like $9 million, and
not to be confused from the wet bandits from Home Alone.
Yeah. or the sticky bandits from Home Alone 2, which are the wet bandits from Home Alone 1. So there's a lot of bandits going on.
So Liam Neeson, he's just like a really good bank robber, pretty much. So he amasses his fortune. Then he goes and falls in love with. Well, it was like she worked at like a storage unit or something. It's like this random place. So storage unit manager working behind the desk. He falls in love with this girl who's what's her name? Kate Walsh. She's from like Umbrella Academy. She's kind of like
she was Grey's Anatomy.
Umbrella Academy.
What was the one she spun off to? No, not Chicago.
She's a redhead from Grey's Anatomy. That's like her most known role. Anywho, so he falls in love with her, and he kind of wants to become an honest thief. He wants to which I thought was so ridiculous. Like, I don't understand like what was going through his mind here. So he gets in touch with these FBI agents. This is the whole gist of the movie. He gets in touch with his FBI agent, and he's like, I got this money, I got $9 million. I want to turn it in, maybe we make a deal here. So the head FBI agent that he's talking to is the guy from Terminator 2, Robert Patrick. Mm-hmm. So he's been in other movies, but I can't really remember a lot of them off the top of my head. But he's a pretty good actor. So he's like the head FBI agent. Well, it kind of gets like sent down like to these other two FBI agents. They meet up with Liam Neeson to kind of like get the money, and then they kind of like concoct their own plan of like killing Liam Neeson and like taking the money, which seems ridiculous. Anyway, so but then Liam Neeson kind of like turns a little thing on him and says, well, this isn't all the money. Like, I got more money. So, anywho, what happens is those two bad guy FBI agents actually, and it was in the trailer.
Yeah.
Do you remember this when we watched the trailer and I said, oh, well, he dies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The two, kind of like younger FBI agents that turn bad and try and take the money from Liam Neeson. One of them shoots Robert Patrick's character, the kind of the good FBI agent, shoots him and kills him. And then they pin the murder on Liam Neeson, and now Liam Neeson's kind of like in the fugitive role,
Right.
like on the run,
Right.
trying to clear his name. He's got all this money, but he's trying to like get out of it. Long story short, comes to the end. There's like some double crossing. He uses like his girlfriend as like bait, almost. Gets the guy in a car, and then like it's like sets like a bomb, says it's going to explode. Let's talk about the cheesiest house explosion in all of movies. Didn't you think that was the worst CGI?
Yes, that was terrible. That was so terrible. It was so bad.
I didn't think much of it. I thought.
Oh my gosh! I rewound it and like watched it again. I was like, okay, like that was really.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Really bad. Like the fire just looked like. Anyway, but so that's pretty much the movie. So he at the end of the day, he's kind of exonerated. I guess was he fully exonerated, like, or just kind of? They never really. So. Yeah, like so. I mean, but like,
did he have to go to like the 2-year minimum? Like,
yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
like, yeah. So he did. So he went. He went like.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends on what you mean by. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't fully exonerated. He still had to serve.
Right.
The minimum amount of time. He had to serve the time he would have served for robbing the banks, but not for.
And that was only 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because he helped.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like,
get he helped to catch the bad FBI agent. So
when they said 2 years, I'm like, wait a minute, like you can't rob banks and get $9 million and only get 2 years. Like that seemed a little far fetched. But
yeah.
Anyway, let me talk my opinion on the movie. Like I said, like Liam Neeson got a little bit more into the acting world on this one. He just wasn't running around shooting people, breaking necks. He was showed a softer side, and I like he was a better actor than I thought he was. So it wasn't a great movie, but it was short. It was like 90 minutes. Like
it wasn't bad. Yeah,
and it flowed well. There wasn't any bad acting. I thought the FBI agents did a pretty good job.
They did. Yeah,
there was a little comedy in it, a little like a comic relief, which I like the guy and his dog and stuff. That was cool. It was a good movie. I would watch it again. Not right away, but not right away. But if somebody came over and they wanted to watch it, I'd be like, yeah, I'll watch that with you. So it wasn't a bad movie. And if you got a little time and you want to see a Liam Neeson movie that's a little deeper than like Taken and stuff like that, I would watch it. What do you guys think?
Where do you rate this? Do you put this above or below the first Taken?
No, Taken 1 was incredible because it was kind of almost a new genre, just a badass dude kicking everybody's butt genre. So, I mean, it's like that. There's not as much action as like Taken.
Right.
But it's not as good as Taken 1, but I put it above like every other Liam Neeson movie that I've seen.
Even episode 1?
No, not. Oh,
Phantom Menace.
It's probably
this certainly isn't better than Batman Begins.
I'm saying where he's the lead protagonist in an action adventure where he's got to kill a bunch of people in a short amount of time.
There's so many movies he's done.
I know the one where did you guys see the one where he was like he crashed his plane and the wolves were after him? Did you see?
Oh no, I haven't. The Gray. No, I haven't seen that one.
I didn't think it was very good.
And then there's the we can throw this up against Ice Road Truckers when it comes out too, where he drives the truck, the new one that's coming out.
Oh, I haven't seen the previews for that one.
You need to watch the trailer for that, where he drives there's a.
It's called the Ice Road. Ice Road Truckers is the reality.
Well, I know, but I'm saying he's an Ice Road Trucker. He's an Ice Road Trucker.
Yeah.
Watch the trailer. It's hilarious. It's the same type of thing. It's the same type of movie. He's a special skilled person trying to get to something. Anyway, I thought it was decent. Me and my wife were watching it, and it was. She kind of left about halfway through it and wanted to know what happened at the end of it. But it was. I like that it didn't focus on his special set of skills. It was just like he's an ex-Marine. He didn't really. I mean, of course, he didn't really have any special hand-to-hand combat. I wasn't real sure how quickly she recovered from getting her head bashed in.
Oh my gosh.
Like the next day, like he got her out of the hospital. Like the next day, she was like, "Oh, I'm going with you. I feel great. Concussion. No concussion protocol here. I just had my brains were hanging out. A couple of days before, but yeah, the crooked cops, I think the bad guy cop did a really good job of being just an a-hole. And then I felt like the other FBI agent, his boss, that kind of he was like, he's just having a bad day, man. He was just having a bad day. Like, I kind of thought he was going to be the main bad guy in the beginning because he's going through a divorce. He's got this dog now he has to take care of. Work sucks. He's listening to really sad music in his car, eating his lunch alone. And I'm like, okay, there's got to be something going on. And he ends up having a good day. He ends up solving that case and, weeding out a couple of bad cops. I feel bad for the partner cop who had a family and all that stuff. That seems that sucks. But I'm glad I don't hate that I watched it, but I don't know if I would watch it again. I mean, the action was okay. I mean, it's another one of those action movies where you can nitpick a lot of it. But it was good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I wasn't upset that I watched it. I didn't want my time back. I don't know that I would go back and watch it again, but it was fine. I don't think I put it quite as high as Pete does. Like, I thought it was fine. I don't know that it was any better or worse really than any other Liam Neeson movie, which at this point, Liam Neeson is more than actor. Liam Neeson is a genre.
Yeah.
What, when you say it's a Liam Neeson movie, sure. you can make an educated guess about what kind of movie it is.
Yeah. But it was a little deeper. Like, they tried to give. You can probably see like where he was probably like, well, can I get like some roles where like I'm talking about like, our future together and like, what I want us to be and like, is because he never did that before. Like, I don't, maybe like with his daughter and stuff.
Yeah, no, you're right. And here's what does kind of bother me about maybe not Liam Neeson himself, but their constant usage of him in these types of movies is, he's 69 years old.
Is he really?
Yeah, and sorry, I thought I heard thunder outside. That's weird. He's 69 years old, and they are still putting him in these roles that, in reality, a man his age just wouldn't be. So, like, a good example is like Sylvester Stallone. Like, so Stallone is in his 70s, right? But when he was in the 2008 Rambo and then Last Blood, which wasn't very good, but even that was thunder, I think. Sorry. But even then, they sort of play up his age a little bit. Like, he's still a badass in those movies, but they do kind of make it like he's a little bit slower and he wants to stop doing all this stuff because he's getting older. He can't really do it. Whereas Liam Neeson, like, they don't ever address that at all. And I don't want to get hung up on age because, I mean, sure, I hope that I'm look that good and in that shape when I'm his age, but it sort of takes me out of the movies now. Is like, or like when Schwarzenegger does a movie, like, I'm okay with these guys doing more actiony roles when they're older, but I do think it warrants addressing, like, a guy that age wouldn't be when he's fighting the FBI agent. He falls out of the window and they fall like 3 stories and land on top of it. Yeah, they would have died. Well, I mean, like, they're dead, right? But he just gets up and runs away.
Even when Netflix came out with The Irishman with Robert De Niro, and then they flash back to scenes and make him do like action scenes where he's just like kicking a guy. I mean, it looks awkward. I mean, like, he's not moving like that. You know what I'm saying? It just looks bad. So I know what you mean.
Yeah.
That shouldn't diminish him as an actor, but just the kinds of roles. I mean,
sure, yeah.
If he's great in the mentor role in as Qui-Gon Jinn or in Batman Begins, or like and he shouldn't get pigeonholed in those kinds of roles either.
Yeah,
right. But he's got a great voice. Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
but I just get so taken out of movies where they put him in the role of like a 40-year-old or something like that.
You are exactly right. Which that's what I liked about this movie, where it didn't really focus on he was a martial arts expert. Maybe he can build a bomb and he can defuse a safe or unlock a safe, which are old man skills, quote unquote. I mean, you could do that without really, as long as you wanted to. I mean, that's not that big of a deal unless you got the shakes or I don't know. But it would be hard to build a bomb if you couldn't hold, But so
what did you guys ever see The Commuter?
Nope.
Which was a Liam Neeson on a train movie, basically. Like, I actually I think I'll maybe like that one better than this, because it's still sort of a action adventure thriller type movie, but it didn't involve him shooting people and kicking ass.
Doesn't he solve a murder on that?
It involves him more or less like trying to solve a mystery that he's been involved in. He doesn't have to like beat up a whole bunch of people, but it's still a fast-paced thriller, and he has to put all these pieces together. That's the kind of thing that I think he's still great for.
Yeah, detective role, police chief role. Yeah, that's sort of thing.
Gotcha. For sure.
All right, guys. Well, overall, we liked it. Some parts.
It was all right.
It was all right. So I'll move on to my pick this week. And now I just want to kind of foreshadow, we're all going to be together at Pete's house this coming weekend for a little get-together that we always have. And I was kind of thinking about trying to find something that maybe we could watch together up there. Now, it's possible I didn't pick what I wanted to pick because it's not going to be streaming. We'd have to go to the movies, because I wanted to pick The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard that comes out this week with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. It only comes out in the movies on Wednesday. So if we decide to go to a movie while we're up there, we can talk about that as well. But if that doesn't happen, I'm just going to pick a movie on Netflix this week so we can watch it. And I was going to ask you guys, do you guys think now that COVID's kind of cooling off a little bit, that we're going to see stuff not streaming as early as it was, and the theaters start to open back up? Probably.
Like the whole thing with the simultaneous theater and streaming on HBO Max, that's only for 2021. Like once we roll into 2022, that's not going to be a thing anymore. So things are going to start to slowly go back to the way they were.
Because the theater, that's I wanted to see that, and I know it was coming out this weekend. But it's only going to be in theaters, not going to be streaming. So
but Dune will be on HBO Max, right? That's the biggie that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I want to see that too. That'd be a good one to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and pick one that came out on Netflix. It's called Awake. And it's it's a movie. It's after a global event wipes out humanity's ability to sleep. A troubled ex-soldier fights to save her family and society. And her mind spirals into chaos.
I was just looking at that one the other day.
So I guess nobody can sleep in this movie for some reason. That's crazy.
Whoa, and be careful. There's apparently 2 or 3 different movies called Awake. This is the one with the giant eyeball.
Yeah, this is the Netflix film Awake. It's like number 3 on the top 10 US today.
Yeah. Oh, I like Gina Rodriguez. Okay.
Yep. Gina Rodriguez, Ariana Greenblatt, Francis
Grande.
Fisher, Ariana Grande, and more. So we'll watch that. But like I said, if we happen to watch the other one, I just wanted to mention that because I thought that would have been a cool one to see too. But
you want to see a little bit of this trailer?
Yes.
Yeah. Be careful though. It's a Netflix trailer. So don't watch the whole thing.
Well, Amazon last week showed us the FBI agent getting killed by the other FBI agent in the trailer. What? I was so mad when that happened. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Sorry. I freaked out a little bit there.
Why don't you get some sleep?
I'm not tired. Look at all the shooting stars.
Those are satellites, Noah.
What?
Oh, get wet.
I don't know what the hell happened. Power's out everywhere. Cars too.
15 hours ago, something happened.
We don't know what caused it or why it occurred. But what we do know is that none of us can sleep.
After 48 hours of no sleep, there's a loss of critical thinking. It's going to be total chaos.
Get in.
But what about after 5 or 6 days?
Whoa.
Yeah, better stop it right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the
Ooh.
sniper from Saving Private
Barry
Ryan.
Pepper. Yeah. Dude, if something happened and we couldn't sleep anymore, I would get so much more stuff done.
Yeah. Right.
Everyone's on Adderall.
But that's
Yeah.
pretty interesting though. If it really goes in line with how you would actually react if you couldn't sleep, like, oh my gosh, it's kind of crazy hallucination. I guess those are steps that medical people said.
Our super fan Diana in the chat says they just need a great anesthesiologist.
Oh,
A little relaxation.
She put that ass to sleep.
Let me see. Let me make sure she spelled her anesthesia. Yeah, she did. Okay.
I put a week on it.
Yeah. There's a not good version of Awake. Really? I saw another Awake that didn't sound the same, but it actually kind of sounded interesting. You know, I like Gina Rodriguez. She was in the CW show. I don't remember, and it was like a comedy or whatever. But then she made the leap to movies, and she's been in a couple of movies at least where she's kind of like a badass, and I believe it. Like I think she, yeah, I'm convinced. I like her.
Okay, so we're gonna watch that next week. Everybody,
are we gonna watch that at Pete's house? Right?
We can do that.
Like I shouldn't watch it earlier.
Yeah,
Well,
let's watch it on Friday or Saturday.
Okay, sounds good. All righty, next up, let's go right into it and let's talk about Loki. And that's our new series on our MCU series that is out on Disney Plus. So first it was WandaVision, and then it was Falcon Winter Soldier, and now it's Loki. And I watched the first episode of it, and so did Matt. What'd you think, Matt?
I liked it. So Loki, this basically picks up right after. I mean, this takes place right. I don't want to say after Avengers Endgame, but the scene in Avengers Endgame where they actually go back to 2012, the Battle of New York, they capture Loki. Shenanigans happen. Loki comes in contact with the Tesseract again and zips himself out of custody of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is only about halfway through Endgame. Well, this series takes place right from that moment. It actually even shows that moment at the very beginning. And basically, this episode is a setup. Mostly a setup for the fun stuff that are going to happen in the next 5 episodes. But Loki is captured by, or not captured, but he's taken in, I guess kind of captured by this organization called the Time Variance Authority. And they are responsible for maintaining the timeline, the established timeline that has been established by these 3 cosmic beings. At the beginning of time, they explain that in the show. And they say that he's a variant because he did a thing that he wasn't supposed to do. He put himself out of time, and it's their job is to, when things like that happen, to correct the timeline. And so this episode is mostly just an examination of Loki himself as a character, why he does what he does, and also who the Time Variance Authority is and why they want him. And I thought it was pretty good. Opey and I were talking a little bit before the show. For those who are wondering about tying to the comics, the Time Variance Authority does exist in the comics. I've never really read those issues, so I don't know much about them. There also have been several solo Loki series, elements of which they have lifted, not a straight up adaptation, but they've lifted some elements and put into the series. I've never read those comics either. So as far as this series goes, I'm kind of flying blind too. So that should make our conversations a little bit better because I won't have as much knowledge. We'll have to just sort of learn it together. Yes. But like that outfit right there, where he was in the sport coat with the horns, that's straight lifted from a 4-issue comic called Vote Loki, where he ran for president. But yeah, so it should be really cool. I think this is going to be another big theory crafting series like WandaVision is, where every week we're like, oh, that's a little Easter egg. And that's going to open maybe that's going to do a multiverse thing, and that's going to do a thing, and there's a reference to something that's coming and that kind of thing. So, but I like that stuff. I think that's fun. So I'm on board. Like I said, this episode was more of a setup. We're really gonna get going next episode, but I'm in. I'm sold.
I'm just gonna say, James, you might want to pick it up. I think you will like it. I liked it. I liked the first episode of it. Let's see, who's the character that plays Loki? Stanley? Or no, shit. I'm sorry. I was reading
Tom Hiddleston, but close.
Tom Hiddleston. Sorry, I was trying to read the internet real quick, and it just said by Stanley instead. Sorry, my fault. I know better than that. But him and Owen Wilson do a very, very good job together.
They're great together.
He's a really good actor, and Tom Hiddleston just does such a great job. And I love the whole TVA, not to be mistaken with the Tennessee Valley Authority, which has been in effect for a really long time. But they do this kind of. It almost reminds you of Fallout with the It's like
I saw that. I got that vibe.
It's a really cool vibe.
The really
like
retro TVs up there.
It's like super futuristic time traveling tech, but it's retro. Retro looking.
I picked that up. That's the first I've seen any footage of any of it.
That's the first. So. Well, I hadn't seen any footage of it until I just picked it up and watched it, and I knew that we were going to maybe want to talk about it, and I watched it before we got on here, and I really liked it, and he does such a good job, and Owen Wilson does a good job too. But they, like Matt said, if Matt's going to go into it blind, I think it'd be a cool discussion on how we all feel about it as well. Because when you start messing with time in movies, it can get confusing real quick. I mean, it really can. And I think I'm going to continue watching this one because it looks great and already kind of hooked me a little bit because there like I said, there wasn't a lot going on, but that TVA facility was just fascinating, some of the stuff, and he's just a really good. It's a really cool character. It's not super serious, but can be super serious. And Loki, I guess, is just kind of a mysterious character because you don't know what he can do. And Matt, did you notice? Is this episode full of Easter eggs? Like, was there stuff like
what?
I don't know.
Yeah, but I didn't really pick up on too many because, like I said, I'm sort of out of my element a little bit. They did. Well, go ahead.
Well, I was going to tell James so when he's at that TVA place, there's magic. He can't use his magic or any kind of magic's you can't use it. So that Tesseract cube, they just let him walk around with it because he can't do anything with it. He was looking for it. He got away from him, was looking for it, and found it in a drawer. And there was a bunch of other Infinity Stones, from the Gauntlet, were just laying there. And the guy's like, "Yeah, some of the guys just use them as paperweights because they don't work."
Like, "Oh yeah, we have a bunch of those."
That's funny.
So, yeah, I definitely recommend watching it because I really liked it.
Yeah, I might check it out. It might be one of those where once they're all out and done, I might bust through them all.
Yeah, Nerdist always has a good Dan Casey at Nerdist always has a good video that comes out. He did one for every episode of WandaVision, every episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and he's got one now that I haven't watched yet where he sort of breaks down the episode. And even I like to watch those because I'm always kind of bad at picking out the more subtle Easter eggs and things like that. The more overt ones I can get, but like I said, I'm a little bit in uncharted territory with as many comics as I've read. These aren't one of them, so I didn't really pick up on too much either.
Let me ask you this, Matt, just real quick: is this going to steer you towards some of those comics, maybe, or are you just going to dig a little bit? And did some of the comics kind of did they trend upward? Like some of those keys, are those going to be something that people are going to want?
I think they did a while back. Not now. They don't. Yeah, because people knew it was coming, so they went ahead and snatched some of those up. The biggest Easter egg, just real quick, I thought was interesting was. There was a scene. I mean, seriously, this is retro, when you go to the DMV in the 50s and you have to take a ticket,
Yes.
There was a little TV on the wall with a little cartoon, the old school, let's go out to the movies.
Well, that's the Fallout guy. That's the Fallout guy. Some of the Fallout stuff. That it reminded. I kind of thought in the beginning he was in some kind of a purgatory hell type of place where it was the worst possible line you have to be in, or the worst place at the DMV you have to wait at, or the worst doctor's office that you have to go sit at. It's just he's going to be there and he's going to be there forever until he's sentenced. And that's kind of what kind of feel I got for it. But definitely the little screens, the retro TV looking aspect of it, just the fact that Owen Wilson brings in a retro tape player to project a 3D hologram on the wall is just or that sort of thing. But yeah,
a little 4x3 tube, monitor. You
Yeah.
know, they have all, but then it just projects this thing up.
I don't want to jump back in what we're talking about here, but just when we're talking technology, and this is something I meant to say on The Honest Thief. Did you guys notice that Liam Neeson didn't use technology at all? Like, why didn't he take pictures of that money, or why wasn't he using his cell phone to look at
He
stuff?
probably has a flip phone. He's so old.
That's what I was thinking during the Liam Neeson movie. Is like, why does he have to let the cops go all the way down there? Why does he not have pictures of stuff on his phone? Why does so
I saw a
young enough
YouTube
to
video.
Young enough to kick all kinds of ass, too old for an iPhone.
Yeah,
I saw a YouTube video where it showed like the top 10 movies where a cell phone would have completely fixed everything, and it like went through all of them.
Oh man,
it was pretty funny. Like,
were they all like current movies, or were they like movies from the 80s? And...
Current-ish, you know, like where they could have a cell phone, but they just didn't. You know.
Yeah,
gotcha.
All right. Well, just real quick, one thing I wanted to mention about Loki Easter eggs. So when he was in the line and they were showing this cartoon, which actually serves to give us some background about this whole TVA organization. They were talking about these 3 cosmic beings who, at the beginning of time, they explained that there's all these different timelines, and they showed like all these like spaghetti strands, and they said, and there was a vast multiverse, and then these beings decided what the one timeline should be, and if anybody goes and messes with that, it could cause madness. So they mentioned a multiverse and madness, and I think this movie is going to help set up Doctor Strange in the multiverse of madness, because they mention a multiverse of madness right there. So I think that's one of the things that and WandaVision are going to help send us straight into the new Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness, new band name, called it.
Yeah, nice.
All right, that's Loki, guys. We enjoyed it. I hope Pete watches it. Maybe we'll touch up on it maybe at the end of the season, or
that'd be cool.
If it just starts getting good, we may talk about it. I may want to talk about it as well. But yeah, so we're going to jump right into something super cool that happened, and I think we've kind of touched on this on a couple episodes back. But Netflix is coming out with a new series, which is one of my favorite, and one of Matt's favorite lines, and of course, James has the Ram Man, and he still has his Ram Man, his vintage Ram Man. But we're going to talk about Masters of the Universe, Revelation, which is a Netflix series by Kevin Smith. We may have touched on it, or we even talked about it. I know we've talked about it off the podcast, but it's basically a series, an animated series, bringing back the Masters of the Universe, and apparently there's some thoughts. I don't think there's been an official say on what it's going to be about, or the actual plot of the series, but the trailer was really awesome, and we're watching that now. I actually, guys, slowed this down. Matt and I did the other night. We watched it
at 0.25 speed on YouTube.
Frame for frame.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, and we were kind of going through just breaking down what we saw, and it's number one, the animation art style is great, and number two, guess who does the voice of Skeletor? We all know that, Mark Hamill, that was awesome as well. But I absolutely fell in love with this when I watched it. It's got everything that to get crazy about. Like, a lot of times there's been several Masters of the Universe series come out over the years. Sometimes they throw stuff in not according to the original line of toys or the original series. Some people want it to stay super true to the original Funimation series or the original toy line, which, you know, I'm somewhere in between. I want new animation and new storylines, and I want new character development, but I want you to throw in stuff that we haven't seen before. And this kind of had a lot of that in there. It has a lot of the original vehicles, a lot of the original characters. Like right there is the foot. That is
so cool.
Yep.
I love that look right there.
Yep.
That is so awesome looking.
Yep. That Stridor, the robotic horse that He-Man, you know, rides on, and then of course there's Skeletor doing some kind of AOE thunderclap. There's Trapjaw and Man-at-Arms, and there's Stridor again. Of course, that is He-Man. There's the Sorceress, and there's Teela kicking some crazy. She's gonna now. One of the things that we're going to talk about is there was some like still images that got posted a couple of months ago, or maybe a month ago, and Teela had this crazy haircut, and you know, there was some stuff going on where she was kind of standing side by side with Evil Lynn and another character that was kind of changed up, and there was a lot of there's a lot of hate and rumors going around that Teela's going to be the star of this series and not really He-Man. And from what I've seen, in this trailer, she's doing pretty awesome things. So I'm okay with a different type of timeline and Teela being cool and badass. But yeah, so she looks really awesome there. And there's Evil Lynn as well. Yep.
That's a cool shot. I love how they do that, like pan around them, like the camera kind of pans around.
Yeah, it's got to definitely.
I love when they mix that old. It's like you can see the '90s cartoon inspiration, but then they kind of modernize it. I love when they do that.
There's Skeletor Landshark, or just the bad guys Landshark. That was Clawful that just jumped out of there after 40 years, and of course, there's Fisto. Teela, Clamp Champ, which I don't really love Clamp Champ, but go ahead. You can.
I think Clamp Champ's. I had him. I had a figure of him. I loved it.
Never had him.
I had him, and I loved him in Rio Blast.
Beastman looks awesome. Traditional Beastman with his mascara on.
That looks good. That looks real good.
Merman looks pretty awesome.
Hey, that's the dude that got killed from Invincible on the left there.
Yeah.
Remember when he destroyed that dude?
Destroyed the Justice League or whatever. Yeah, the Guardians of the Globe.
There's some soldiers, some Eternia soldiers, I guess you would call it. Some Iran Mans, or no, you can back it up right there. That's back it up a little bit, Pete. Right there, where so right there. This or a little bit, just a little bit more. So one of my favorite characters right there, that's perfect. One of my favorite characters is Faker, and Faker is a He-Man knockoff that Skeletor creates, and he's an android. He's basically a robot, and he in the toy line he looks exactly like He-Man, same mold, but he's got blue skin, orange hair, and his weapons and stuff are orange. Well, that's what you see right there. Is a lot of speculation is that's Faker because he's got the He-Man the armor on there, and he's blue,
the bandoliers kind of thing,
the bandoliers type of thing. And now if you just go forward just a little bit, just play it forward, you'll see this explosion right there, and see his arms explode out, and see how they're half blue, half flesh. Yeah. So yeah, I kind of nerded out on that a little bit when that happened. So this is probably, hopefully we're not spoiling too much, but I saw some social media posts and saying that they believe that's Faker as well in there. There's Prince Adam and Cringer on the side. Look at all Cringer.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't notice Cringer the other times I watched this.
Yep. Cringer's on the side there, and he's getting ready. And I, watching this in real time, Matt was like, "What'd you say?" It was like an anime girl.
Prince Adam's transformation into He-Man. They made him a magical girl. It's a magical girl transformation, and I think it's awesome. Yeah. I love it.
It's like it could be Jim, it could be
boom right there. I love it. I think that's fantastic. That's the way it should look.
Yep. And there's He-Man, and with his bandolier is not. Now this is one thing that doesn't go in, the original cartoon, the Funimation cartoon, the original toy line. The H there, it was an Iron Cross. It wasn't an H. It was just a traditional Iron Cross.
Oh yeah.
So but that H is the same H that's on Battle Damage He-Man.
Yeah.
Which were later on in the lines when he had where you could hit his chest and it would make battle damage.
I had that one.
That's the H H was on there as well. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's a fine change to me. I don't think that.
Yeah,
he looks kind of period correct.
He does.
I'll have it. I'll accept it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on. He's got like one bracer and then like one arm. Like, but maybe he didn't get when his loot dropped. He got
No, I think that looks cooler. I think the one like the bracelet on his left arm and then just the bracelet on his right. I think that looks badass.
Possibly that's where the shield goes, maybe or something. Maybe. I don't know.
Could be.
Or it's a shin guard for when he plays soccer and he just put it up on his arm.
So here's the Skeletor throwing some magic missiles.
Oh, that was cool. All this stuff does happen too fast when you watch it. I just watched it a couple of times.
So he's throwing a couple boom, 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 and then this big
boom.
This is the same animation company, anime studio that did Castlevania on Netflix.
Oh wow, it looks so good. That's great. Yeah, that's really awesome.
So bang, and so there's there's Battle Cat.
Little Battle Cat. Boom.
Boom. There goes Thunderclap. and then He-Man's dodging some lasers and Beast-Man's controlling. Now that right there, whoa, pause it right there. That's the Bashosaurus, which is basically, and originally in the toy line, it was He-Man was always driving it, but basically it's just a Triceratops, like a dinosaur face with 4 wheels, and it's got this big arm with a rock on the end, and you just break you just break people. But He-Man's gonna,
except He-Man, because he can just catch it.
He's gonna catch it, and then he's gonna throw the whole vehicle. So, there's a double move. There's Whiplash. They're getting ready to break. Oh, there's Man-at-Arms shooting missiles.
Yeah, that doesn't get any cooler than that for me.
Right
Roboto, I love Roboto.
Back that up for a minute, James. So here's a straight. Look at the Tony Stark.
The arc reactor.
The arc reactor in his chest.
Who's that guy?
That's
Roboto.
That's
Roboto.
Yeah.
Was he on the cartoons?
Yeah, I had the figure.
Funimation. I don't think he was in the Funimation cartoons.
Filmation.
I always do that. Filmation.
Was he not? I don't remember if he was or not. I
don't think I've ever seen that dude before.
He's getting ready to drop down Thor's hammer. So you got boom. There's Rotons.
A whole slew of them. I had that.
Damn.
Boom.
Ja.
Tila kicking a little bit more ass. Evelyn.
Just turned her one-hander into a two-hander.
Boom.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad.
She's dual wielding now.
Sorceress.
Tricops looks awesome with the long hair. That looks good.
On a sky sled.
Yeah.
So it looks like there's going to be an all-out attack. I wouldn't be surprised if this is just the first episode.
This is the best part. Orko
going
crazy. Orko actually doing something.
What was the word like? The Shadow Bolt? Is that the one that the skull would shoot out?
No, it was Shadow Bolt's just the random purple one, like the generic one. I can't remember. It was the long cast one.
Back it up just a second. So people are hating on show Orko. Is it show Orko up close?
Yeah,
I
right
love
there.
the new kind of badass Orko look. Like some people were hating on that Orko look. Like he was always like the court jester, and I'm sure he's hopefully. I don't know. Am I going to like serious badass Orko, or is this going to be like?
I don't think he'll be serious badass. Like,
that's some. I think
he'll still be goofy.
Looks like they're trying to escape through a portal, and he's trying to protect them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I hope he doesn't die. Hey, roll it forward a couple frames. I just noticed something right there. Opie. So the controversy, which I want to talk about before we get. So the controversy with Tila is that that's Tila right there. And that's her in her new garb where she's got like this. These are not my words, but all the haters online are saying this is her with her lesbian haircut where she's got like one side of her head shaved and then the rest of it is long and draped over the side. So that's her. And that's what a lot of the people are losing their minds over Tila's haircut, and get over it.
Well, I'm thinking, this is just me. There's a portal back there.
Mm-hmm.
She's come from like some other time, or there's something, where she's, I don't know. Like that's like not an alternate version, but maybe it's like they portaled back over and like she's been somewhere else or something, and she's like taken over as something else, and that's why she's like in different gear and looks totally different.
Well, yeah, go ahead and finish the trailer, and then we'll talk about that. Yeah, because this part right here is awesome.
Now watch this. There's a whole portal, and he sticks his fist through the little one, and it comes out the big one.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that's funny. Boom!
Oh, it was huge.
And then they fist bump, and they're buddies.
Forever, pals.
Revelation,
not revelations. Revelation.
So the whole controversy, people online are, just going crazy in a bad way. Like they're hating on this so bad because
or was it just like,
yeah. So this trailer is, I firmly believe this trailer is like from the first one or maybe 2 episodes, and that's it, right? And so everybody's screaming and crying that this is a big bait and switch. Like, oh, this trailer looks awesome, He-Man versus Skeletor, and all this cool stuff. But they're saying that this is only from the first 2 episodes, which I do believe is true. And what's up? Okay, well, there's
Hello.
But they're losing their minds because they're saying it's a bait and switch. And I guess Netflix did release an official synopsis of the show that said after a giant battle between He-Man and Skeletor, Eternia is fractured. The Guardians of Eternia have disappeared, talking about He-Man and the Sorceress and all those. And 10 years later, basically, Teela has to lead a ragtag group of characters to learn the secret of the Power Sword and to pull the Guardians, to find the Guardians, bring them back together to finally defeat Skeletor. And all these hate channels and websites and Twitter accounts are going nuts because they're like, oh, Kevin Smith said that this was going to be about He-Man and not Teela, but this whole thing is just a big woke SJW piece of garbage, and it's all going to be about Teela and how women are the only ones that can fix Eternia and the men are going to be dumb, and Teela's got a lesbian haircut, and they race swapped one of the characters, which is a super minor character anyway. And Robato's wearing a tunic to make him less masculine, even though he's a robot. So to me, when I hear the synopsis of Eternia is in shambles, the Guardians have disappeared, Teela's got to find them. Yes, please. Give me more of that. Post-apocalyptic Eternia? Yeah. If you want to see He-Man fight Skeletor, guess what? There was a series in the 80s with 65 episodes where they did that every episode. And there was a really good series in 2002 where He-Man and his buddies fought Skeletor and his buddies. I've seen that. I've seen He-Man versus Skeletor. But I haven't seen a post-apocalyptic Eternia where Teela is trying to... That sounds awesome. So, if you were hating on this just because of that, then don't watch it and let us real fans watch it because I'm sure we'll like it.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't mind a Teela and Sorceress scene. I mean, let's be honest.
Because in the one still that everybody's losing their minds over, Evelyn is with them. Evelyn, Roboto, Teela, the other character I don't remember, and Orko. And so, everybody's like, oh, what's Evelyn doing? Well, Teela probably recruited Evelyn to help her go find. I just think the premise sounds awesome. The series isn't even out yet. If you don't like it, then don't. It's super easy to not click play and let the rest of us real fans enjoy it. So exactly. I just don't.
There's so much hate out there for stuff. That's just like I mean, I don't really follow. I'm not a deep into this kind of stuff, so I don't really follow all that action. So I wouldn't have even known it if you guys wouldn't have told me about it. I would have just watched the cartoon and been happy.
Well, the newest controversy too is that in the lead up to this show, Kevin Smith has done all these different interviews and stuff, and he talked about He-Man. This is going to be one of the best things I've done. He said something about he likes He-Man. He's always been a He-Man fan or whatever. Somebody with too much time on their hands went and dug up a tweet from Kevin Smith from 11 years ago, from 2010, where Kevin Smith said, I wasn't a He-Man fan, but there's an art gallery or something. This was like 2010. So everybody's going nuts. Oh, Kevin Smith isn't really a He-Man fan. Well, maybe he wasn't a fan of the cartoon. Like, I wasn't a Silverhawks fan, but if I was approached to direct a Silverhawks animated reboot, I would do all my research and do all this stuff. You can not be a fan of something from way long time ago and then still direct. Half of the guys who direct comic book movies didn't read comics as kids. It's okay. It doesn't mean you can't do it. I just don't understand. There's just so much hate,
and you can always get help. It's like if I was doing a comic book movie, I would think I would ask you on how I wanted to direct. How people.
There's all kinds of source material you can go to. Just because you didn't watch it when you were a kid, you weren't a fan as a kid, doesn't mean you're not now.
Awesome.
So I think it's good. This is going to be really cool. I think the animation's great. I think those first 2 episodes look good. I think the whole story sounds awesome. So I'm on board. I think there's only like 8 episodes in the first season or something like that. So
I will watch this. Looks good.
We will talk about it.
We'll talk about it. It comes out in about a month, 5 weeks or so.
Yay.
Okay. Well, guys, I guess we'll move on to pickups. You want me to go ahead and go first, get mine out of the way, and then you guys can move on through that?
Sure.
I got a few cool little things. So one of the first things I got, and this is really cool. I like to drink cold beer every now and
Yeah,
then.
you do.
From
What?
time to time.
I've seen you drinking beer.
One of my favorite just over the counter beers is Sam Adams. I stumbled across one of these really cool Sam Adams glasses that you get at the restaurant. Now I've drank out of these several times at a restaurant, and I really loved how the lip right here was good, but it's just, I found this at Goodwill. It was sitting amongst everything else, and I paid like 53 cents for it. So
Oh wow, that's a good deal.
Oh yeah, I wanted
That's
it.
perfect
So
for you. You drink a lot of Sam Adams.
I do. I like the
I
Sam
think you have a
Adams.
problem.
It's one of
You
my.
drink a lot of Sam Adams.
That's what I love. I love that SNL commercial. That was hilarious. It's the first time I'd seen that where they do the pumpkin beer and then
Right.
I got some CDs this week as well. James is going to like this one too as well. I seem to pick up. I found.
Hold on a sec before you go. Hold on. Since you're sharing that, I think we need to go ahead and show. These are the different. So this is what you have there is a tulip.
Okay.
That's reserved for Scottish ales, Belgian ales, and barley wines. Okay. So see, we have our shaker, our nonic, imperial goblet. You know, this is like the traditional goblet. Then there's your tulip with like the the shape of the little hourglass kind of, and then the little lipped out there. The snifter, like that's kind of a popular one, Yeah, Pilsner glass, like that's kind of, like a lot of us drink like the Pilsner. Then the Steins. Oh, I didn't know that was called. I thought the Stein and so it's a Krug is separate from a Stein. The tankard, which would be probably more like what we see in like Game of Thrones or something. Yeah, so that's cool. Okay. I just thought if we're talking about glasses, we should kind of delve deep into it and learn.
Well, sure, we're going to class up the joint a little bit.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Beck Odelay, his one of his it's got Devil's Haircut on it. Where it's at, 2 turntables and a microphone.
Getting crazy.
Never had this CD. Listened to it a bunch. Everybody probably knows that. Came across that. Also found Primus's first CD, which is really cool. It's called Sea of Cheese. Yeah, it's let's see, what's it got on here? Jerry was a race car driver.
He drove so bleep fast.
Yep. So that was cool. James, this is a really cool pickup. I didn't know this CD came, but I found No Code.
Oh, bro, does it have the Polaroids?
It does. It has the Polaroids in it.
Let's go.
Wait, what album is that?
No Code. That's my number one favorite Pearl Jam album of all time.
No Code. Okay, this is Pearl Jam. I don't. It's they get all crazy with their stuff. But anyway, so I was looking through it and I was making sure, of course. Let's see. So it gets all crazy, like when they wanted to do records and stuff. Like it gets all crazy. This is really awesome. Yeah. That's so awesome. And then like the CD's in really good shape. Just going to make sure that was No Code. And then and then the other one, it comes with this little extra, and there's Polaroids. Is there supposed to be one for every song?
Well, I think there's like 40 or 51, and then you don't know which ones you're getting, You just get like a random set of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So on the back, I think are the lyrics to each song.
That's cool.
But it came with these Polaroids, and I found this at the Salvation Army of all places. So I'm really surprised. But I thought there was going to be one for every song, and I think I'm missing. If there was, I'll have to look it up. But
yeah, I'm not sure.
But
I mean, when I had that, this was like before you could just like pull out your phone and research what was going on. You know what I mean? You had to kind of ask the guy at the record store.
So so that was cool.
This was my Pearl Jam album when I like had my first apartment. You know what I mean? Like, it was like I was no longer in high school. This was like kind of like your growing up album, and it's not the best Pearl Jam album, but it's my favorite just because like when I listen to it, it just kind of like takes me back to where you just kind of go to work or like, have like a few of like your little college courses, and then like go hang out with your buddy from like Friday evening till like Saturday evening. You know what I mean?
Dude, you're talking about Take Off Your Pants and Jacket from 2001, Blink 182. That was my summer album where I just had my little part-time job at Sears, and then me and Opie and our buddy Dan just hung out and drank beer all week.
Yep.
Good times. So I got some VHSs too. I got a
yeah, you
couple.
did.
This is a really cool one that I didn't know existed. Didn't know this movie existed, but I'm going to watch it. I'm actually going to watch this, and it's a John Cusack and Tim Robbins in a movie together.
John Cusack and Tim Robbins,
right? And this is a low. I guess it's a low budget film, but it came out in 19. Let me look and see where I've got it here. I've got it pulled up, I think.
Was that the one where John Cusack was the cafeteria guy at Shawshank Redemption?
No, this is 1988. It's 1988. John Cusack and Tim Robbins. They are, after losing their job as security guards, best friends. John Cusack, Tim Robbins, Ivan and Josh start a music video production company called Video Aces. When they meet their childhood heroes, and then it goes on to the blah 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 that, and they talk about anyway. And basically, it's called Tape Heads.
What in the world?
Have you ever seen this before?
I've never even heard of it.
I looked at the trailer for this. There's some cool people in this movie. Weird Al Yankovic's in this movie. I guess it's right about that time that Weird Al movie, 88 and all that stuff. UHF. Let's see who else is in this movie. Courtney Love's in this movie somewhere in 1988.
What?
Let's see.
1988?
Yes. Ted Nugent's in this movie.
Oh my God.
He plays a rock star or whatever.
Courtney Love is in that movie in 1988?
That's what it says.
What in the world is this? Is like,
anyway, so I picked this up.
Does John Cusack cry about not being able to find love throughout the whole thing? Like all
I don't know. Okay. I don't know. But the trailer looked goofy. See if you can find a trailer for it.
All right. What's it called? Tape Heads?
Tape Heads. The trailer I found wasn't even like a real trailer. It was just like clips, random clips.
Oh yeah, I hate those.
Yeah. Yeah. This might not be a traditional trailer. Let's see what this does.
Yeah, I think that's the one I watched.
Oh, it's a super low budget.
Yep.
Weird Al! I knew it, Mr. Yankovic. My name is Ivan Alteef. I work for Video Aces. We make rock videos. I love your work. Good to see you. Let me give you my card.
There's Ted Nugent.
3:30 with Ken Craig has been canceled.
It was a very fine meeting. It was good to meet you. My briefcase. Video Aces make rock.
My brother.
Watch this.
Cube Square baby doll.
Dude, that might be a gem that you got here.
Yeah,
holy macaroni. We need to see if we can get that on a Blockbuster.
Yeah, we need. Yeah, either that or we may need to get Pete a VCR for
I got one.
Weekend.
I have one here. We could hook it up and watch it.
You might need to bring that open.
Okay, so Matt, this next one, if you're nostalgic for this, I'll put it in your fun box.
Oh boy!
But if not, because I know you don't like VHSs, you don't want.
I don't have a VCR.
Well, still, but I got this, and I'll keep it if you don't want it. But I've never seen it before.
That's the 1966 Spider-Man cartoon. I used to rent that from my local Showcase Video before Blockbuster existed all the time. A clamshell case.
I think he's nostalgic for it.
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit. Oh
Yeah,
my
I'll take
gosh.
that. I'll
Yeah.
take it. Oh, you want it? Okay.
I would love to have that stuffed in my fun box. Oh man. Heck yeah.
What'd you pay for that? Like $0.25?
$1.
Nice.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's they
It's
took,
in such good shape. Usually these stink. They're dirty. I don't know. It doesn't. It looks original. It doesn't look like it's a rebranding or what. Maybe it is, but anyway, it looks just like the one you remember.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's
They
cool.
made so many of those that they just used like old comic art and they just kind of animated it a little bit, and there's a lot of Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko stuff. Oh my gosh.
Well, good.
I rented those things from the video store all the time when I was a kid. Oh, it was a treat when I got to do that.
That's it for my pickups, guys. That was fun.
I need a cigarette. I'm a little dehydrated.
Matt, do you want to go next, or do you want me to?
No, I'll go because I've just got one. But
Okay.
I do have. I want to talk about it just a little bit. Not so. Anyway,
Set it up for us.
I picked up Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
There you
For
go.
the PS5. It just came out Friday. I ordered it from Amazon. Got it Saturday. Haven't played it yet. Been a busy weekend. Haven't had a chance to play it.
Is that a multiplayer thing?
No, but it is like a. I don't know if it's alternate reality or something, but you've got Ratchet and then you got Rivet, who's like a female Lombax, and I think she's even got her own version of Clank, or maybe not. I'm not sure, but it looks amazing. The graphics look absolutely amazing. I've heard nothing but good things from the people who have played it, and I loved the remake for the PS4 from a couple years ago. I was always, I'm a fan of these games: Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter, Sly Cooper, those kinds of games. I love those games, so I'm super excited to play this. But one thing I want to talk about just super quick. This was $70.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not a special collector's edition. It's like just the plain Jane game. But $70 is apparently the average price point for PS5, and I don't know about
Is that
Xbox
the
Series
most
X.
you've ever played for a non-special edition game?
Yes, with tax it was $75. So I think what this made me realize is I said $60 for a regular plain Jane. Now obviously collector's editions, whatever, that's different. But for just a single, this has got one disc in it, one little insert. That's it. That's all it is. $70, $75 with tax. I think 60 is my limit. I think that I have found that I did not feel good dropping $75 for this. So I think what I learned about myself is, unless it's just like the most top tier of games, Horizon Forbidden West, the new God of War, whenever another Spider-Man game comes out, unless it's just like the upper echelon of AAA games, I don't think I can buy new games anymore. I just can't do $70.
Is the digital copy any cheaper?
I don't think so. I don't know. I didn't look.
Yeah, I remember when they announced that, like back in the winter, that those new big blockbuster AAA games.
Yeah,
some of them were going to be $70, and I was like, "Ooh, geesh."
I just can't.
Well, I mean, if it's like Horizon Zero Dawn, like you're going to pay it for that, right?
No, that's what I said. The upper echelon of AAA games, I will. But
God of War.
There's been plenty of games where I'm like, well, it's a new game, it's $60. It looks okay. I don't really know much about it, but I'll go ahead and spend $60 on it. I don't think I can do that anymore. I don't think I can do $70 for a game that I don't really know. Like Horizon Forbidden West, I know. That is going to be just God of War, another Spider-Man, whatever. But outside of that, I think 60 is my limit, and I think anything else that I like, Returnal on PS5, that's a PS5 exclusive. Was it Returnal? Yeah. I was interested in that. When I saw it was 70, I was like, I just don't think I can't do 70 for that. I'll wait for a half off sale or something, because used to games were $50 for a few years, and we didn't think that was great. We got used to it. Then they increased to 60. We didn't love that, but we got used to it. But I don't think I can get used to 70. So I think I'm done with new games unless they're just the top of the pile.
Yeah.
The bee's knees of games. So, but yeah, so I'm going to try to play. I don't know if I'll get to play it this week at all. I might have to wait till I get back, but I'm excited.
You bring it with you.
Ooh, could put it on your big projector.
Yeah, you'd have to bring your PS5 because I don't.
Oh shoot, I forgot. No, I'm not doing that.
I wish I had one. If you're listening, Diana, Father's Day is coming up. You know,
Ooh.
I don't know if you have any connections. You give me a PS5. I don't know. All right, is that it? You may move on.
Yeah,
to
that's
mine?
all I got.
Yeah, you get.
All right, here's mine. I'll be quick because my last one here might take you just a minute. But I got these little NES display stands.
Yay!
For the
Yeah.
carts. Look how cool that is.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of. The cool thing is, like this one, it can go up to 5.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It can go up to 6 carts. You know, so if you
So
wanted
that actually
to,
clips on the
The pins. It
Yeah,
holds
yeah,
the-
the pins
you put
inside.
yeah,
it-
it's just like a little tighter, and it just kind of just slides on
Yeah.
it. But this will hold. So here's an example of it with the NES, and then the same one with N64.
Look at that.
Look how good it displays the, because N64 carts are notoriously hard to display.
They're
you know?
horrible. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
but
don't
look.
like putting the stickers on the end of them either.
That show, yeah, I don't either. I don't like that. But this shows
Mhm.
just enough of the cart art to where you
Mhm.
could display it like that. You know,
I like it.
I do
So,
like it.
I'll share a link to the Etsy page. These things were like $5 or whatever. You know, they're cheap, but it's a good way to kind of add a little bit of flair to your little displays.
Yeah, if you don't have the box, I don't think those should trump displaying the box, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, here's another one I have with like,
Ooh,
you know,
we should put all the
some
Mario. Oh,
Marios.
you need Mario 1, 2, 3.
Dude, I cannot find my. I had just regular Super Mario, and then I had Super Mario and Duck Hunt, and both of them are gone. I don't know. I must have like let somebody borrow them like 20 years ago and didn't know it, or I don't know what's happened to them. One of my family members probably has it, but yeah, I don't have either one of those. But I mean, they're like $3.
Yeah.
I always see them. I just
find
never pick them up because I'm just like, where, you know. All right, here's my other one. I guess set this one up a little bit. So probably about a month or two ago, one of my favorite bands, the Shins, they're a like indie rock band out of like the Seattle area. They re-released a vinyl album, remastered of O Inverted World, one of my favorite albums of all time. 20th anniversary. Can't believe it's been 20 years. So I pre-ordered it, right? Like a couple months ago. It's supposed to be blue, like a nice blue actual vinyl. So it looks really neat. Well, then like a few days, it's like I got the thing saying that it had shipped. I'm like, all right, I'll get my album. This is gonna be awesome. Well, then a couple days ago on their social media, they released this image. I'll just kind of share it as well as I can here. This is the image. And then it says 20 of these golden ticket signed vintage photos are hidden in our 20th anniversary remastered O Inverted World vinyl out this Friday. 10 in the limited edition color, 10 in the standard black. Can't wait to see who gets them.
And that gets you into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
So I have my package here. I did not open it because I wanted to open it live to see if we get the signed photo.
Hey, in StreamYard,
go.
can you make your window bigger and ours smaller so we can get the
Sure.
full
Let's see.
other different layouts to
Let's
position us?
go.
Let's see if this works. How's that?
Yeah, there
So
you go.
we know it's going to be blue vinyl.
Let me double check exactly what it says here.
So number one, you're just looking for the photo. There's going to be black and white, and there's going to be color photo. It doesn't have anything to do with which record you get, right?
No. So I have the limited edition color blue.
Cool.
Album.
Okay, everybody got
so
that.
there's 10. So yeah, you could get this re-release in the regular black, and it was like $19 or something. But then the colored version was like $29. So there's 10 somewhere for the regular version, and then there's 10 in the limited edition.
Gotcha.
A signed photo. So I have there's 10 out of this edition. So let's open it up, shall we?
Dude, if you get this, I'm tagging our YouTube channel.
Oh, for sure. I mean,
clickbait city.
they said they wanted to see who
Live
got it. So
unboxing.
let's see. Oh, it's beautiful. First of all,
That's awesome.
absolutely beautiful. That's exactly what the cover
I think you
looks
sent
like.
me. I think you sent me. Didn't you see that in a record store and sent me a picture of it? Oh, Sub Pop.
Yep,
Stay that sticker.
Sub Pop sticker. Anybody who knows anything about indie music knows Sub Pop. They're like the most famous
There's a
indie label.
Sorry, there's a TikTok that I see that's just Sub Pop, and they just play Sub Pop records on there. On that.
All right. Hopefully, it wasn't supposed to be just right there because if so, it's not there.
It's inside. I hate the people that don't want to open their vinyl.
I had to just like look through it really well and make sure it wasn't like behind a piece of paper or something. All right, here we go. We're opening up the actual. I'm guessing that it probably would have been in that box, wouldn't you say?
Probably. They probably threw them in the box, not in the not in the sleeve.
But we'll see. You never know.
Now, should you be opening that, or like, are you like ruining value?
No, I'm going to listen to it.
There's
good.
People, yeah, you're out of focus.
Let me get my. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Let's look at that beautiful.
Roll that.
The shins are so artsy. Oh, we got two things here.
What? Oh, that's okay. That's the picture that we saw.
It's not signed.
Right.
So it looks like we did not get it.
It's not colored.
Burn it down then. Useless, worthless. Waste of money.
I hate the shins. But yeah, it looks like a cool booklet that I'll get to look at and kind of read about and stuff. Let's check out the actual vinyl because this is like oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Oh, that looks, bro.
Dude.
I love it. Awesome, dude.
Cool.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is really
I'm gonna put this on my son's record player and listen to it in all its glory.
So, as I was telling Matt, Saturday was record store day. And like what record store day is, I don't know if you've seen any on social media or any music accounts, but record store day is a promotion that was started not too many years ago where it kind of wanted to get people back out into your local record stores. So, record companies like Sub Pop or studios, they put out re-releases of special issues that you could only get on record store day. So I don't know if that, of course you pre-ordered that. Maybe it was, did it ship Saturday? When did it ship?
Last week sometime because they sent that mess. I got it last week and I think I got it in the mail the same day. Maybe I got it on Thursday or Friday. And then I saw the social media post on Friday. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just save it and open it up,
right?
On here.
Right.
No, that's awesome.
That's awesome, dude. I'm really happy for you. But yeah,
it's I'll have to introduce you. I know I'm biased, but they're such a great band. Like their songs are so good. He's a lyrical genius. Maybe I'll introduce you guys a little bit while you're up here.
Okay. I'd like to hear it. Do you have a record player other than
Nope.
Than Pete or Peyton's?
Yeah, that's the only one.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's it. That's my pickups.
That's all. I told Opie and I were talking about vinyl the other day. I'm not into collecting vinyl, but I certainly had them as a kid because that's all there was for a while. But I do love, even though I don't collect them now, I still love seeing the special edition vinyls like that one, or any of the colored ones, or the one they had on The Amazing Race from Jack White's studio where they actually pressed their own. It was all red and yellow. I love seeing them. I think they look great.
Mm-hmm.
They're art. They're not only musical art, they're visual art.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Great. Anything else? Anybody?
No, I'm good. I'm ready to see you guys in a few days.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
4 days. I'll see Pete in 4 days, Opie in 5 days.
Sounds good. We can exchange our fun boxes.
Oh yeah.
I do have a softball game Friday night.
Okay.
So
We
you
could
might
come cheer you on.
Nah, you won't do that. That's too. I wouldn't want to introduce you into the world of Southern Ohio softball because it's a pretty
The
ragtag
rough
group
and
out there.
tumble.
Okay.
We come
Well,
out
Matt,
there like I'll be in the rafters. Oh, you boys are asking for it. He's gonna hit a dinger. You know.
Matt, hit us up on social medias. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, man, we're all over the socials. You can find us on Twitter at Anything New Cast. You can send us what's the next one? The email. You can send us a Gmail at anythingnewpodcast@gmail.com. We also do it for the gram. Anything New Podcast on Instagram. YouTube. If you're watching us right now, or all of our archive videos are on YouTube, we have a Bitly link. bit.ly/anything new YT. And then please come join our Discord because we chat in there all day long. Another Bitly link will get you there. Bit.ly/anything new Discord, and then the number 1 on the end of that because I messed up the link a long time ago. And that'll get you into all of our awesome conversations where we talk about pickups and movies and anime and comic books and music and sports ball.
All right, guys.
All kinds of good stuff.
Well, I'll see you guys on Friday in the flesh.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And
We've all been vaxxed up. We're gonna hug. We're just gonna hug all weekend.
We're gonna hug and swap slobber.
Yeah, maybe.
All
We're
right,
desperate
guys.
for human contact.
See you next week. Have a good night.
Thanks for
See you,
watching,
everybody.
guys.